Assalamu alaikum dear students. Me Said Shazia, your concerned physics teacher. Today I am going to present second lecture on motion and measurement of distances for class 6th. I hope all the students are well and they are keenly watching these lectures. In the previous lecture we talked about motion, what is rest, what are the types of motion, what is measurement, how we use to measure length. We briefly learned about motion and measurement of distances. Today we will see what are the contents of this chapter and we will start one by one these topics. Yes, in this chapter motion and measurement of distances we have to learn story of transport, how wide is this disk, some measurements, standard units of measurements, correct measurement of length, measuring the length of a curved line, moving things around us, and last topic is types of motion. So let us start with this chapter, motion and measurement of distances. Our first topic is story of transport, how we used to move from one place to another in early times and where we are now, how we are going from one place to another nowadays. Long ago, people did not have any means of transport. They used to move only on foot and carry goods on their back. Later on, they began to use animals for transportation. In early times, people used to move from one place to another or carry their goods on back. They used to move from one place to another on foot. ठीक है? But later they began to use animals for transportation. For transport through water routes, boats were used from ancient times. To begin with, boats were simple logs of wood in which a hollow cavity could be made. Later, people learned to put together different pieces of wood and give shapes of the boat. These shapes led to the invention of wheel. This wheel made a great change in modes of transport. The design of the wheel was improved over thousands of years. Animals were used to pull carts that moved on wheels. Firstly, when we need to move from one place to another, we used to walk on foot. Then, with the discovery of wheel, people began to move on carts. Or animals were used to pull carts that moved on wheels. Wheel was actually a revolutionary change in modes of transport. Until the beginning of 19th century, people still depended on animals, boats and ships to transport them from one place to place. The invention of steam engine led to the development of new means of transport. Railroads were made from steam engines, driven carriages and wagons. Later came automobiles such as motor cars, trucks and buses. Motorized boats and ships were used as means of water transport. Then with the invention of motor, people came to know about other means of transport, that is motor cars, trucks and buses. And in water transport we got motorized boats and ships. The early years of 1900 saw the development of aeroplanes. These were later improved to carry passengers and goods. Electric trains, monorails, supersonic aeroplanes and spacecrafts are some of the contributions of 20th century. Then in the 20th century, these means of transport got improved. We had aeroplane. They were used to carry goods. Then we use them to carry passengers. Electric trains came into existence, monorails, supersonic aeroplanes, and spacecrafts. But in the 20th century. This figure shows different means of transport. Here is aeroplane, ship, cart, bus, and train. Now you have to do one thing. You have to arrange these means of transports from what was in the earlier times and which means of transport is preferred now. You have to place them in order. And is there any early mode of transport that is not used nowadays? In this picture, is there any early means of transport that was used in earlier times and is not used now? You have to encircle that. So, from the first topic, means of transport, we concluded that, or we learned that how we used to move from one place to another in earlier times and how we are moving now. What were the means of transport in earlier times and what are the means of transport now? We also concluded that wheel brought a revolutionary change in the means of transport. Now the second topic is how wide is this disc? How wide is this disc is actually a topic which gives us an idea of measurement. In earlier times, people does not know anything about measurement. We will study all this in this lecture. How did people know how far they have traveled? How will you know whether you can walk all the way to your school or whether you will need to take a bus or a rickshaw to reach your school? When you need to purchase something, is it possible for you to walk to the market? How will you know the answer of these questions? These are the questions which we should know. How will you how will you know whether you can walk all the way to your school or whether you need a bus or rickshaw to reach your school? This gives an idea that we should know measurement of distance. We should know how far we have to reach. We should know how far is our destination. You need to purchase something. If you need to purchase something from market, you should know how far is the market. Whether if the market is near, you can go on foot. If the market is far, you can go by rickshaw or by bus. If the market is so far, or you need to buy something which is not in your country, you have to go to another country, then you need to go by some another means of transport which is very fast, like aeroplane. So these questions, we must know the answer of these questions. This is all we should know about the measurements. It is often important to know how far a place is so that we can have an idea how we are going to reach that place. Walk, take a bus or a train, a ship, an aeroplane, or even a spacecraft. So we should know how much distance we have to cover. How much distance we have to cover. If it is a small distance, we can go on foot. If it is some 10-15 kilometers, we can go by bus. If it is large distance, for example, it is more than 500 kilometers, we can go through what we can use aeroplane. Sometimes these objects there are objects whose lengths or widths we need to know. Sometimes there are some objects whose lengths or breadths we need to know. How we can know the length and breadth of the we will take a simple example to explain this. In a classroom, there are two students, Paheli and Boju. There are large discs which are to be shared by two students. Paheli and Bhuju shared one disc, but frequently ending up objecting that one is using a larger share of the disc. In a classroom, there are two students and the discs are large, and one disk is shared by two students, and these two students frequently quarrel because one is using larger share of the disk. On the teacher's suggestion, they decided to measure the length of the disk. Make a mark exactly in the middle of disk and draw a line to separate the two halves of the disk. What they did on teacher's suggestion, they decided to measure the length of the disk so that they can mark a point exactly in between, in the middle of the disk, so as to get a line or draw a line to separate the two halves of the disk, so that there will be no objection. Both Paheli and Bohuju are very fond of playing gilli danda with their friends. Bohuju bought a set of gilli and danda with him. What did they did? Both the students were fond of gilli danda. ठीक है? One of the students bought a set of gilli and danda with him. Here is how they try to measure the length of the disc using gilli and danda. The disc seems to be having a length equal to 2 dandas length and 2 lengths of gilli. This is shown here 2 dandas of length. This is shown here 2 dandas and 2 gillis. ठीक है? 2 dandas and 2 gillis. The length of the disc were 2 dandas and 2 gillis. Drawing a line in the middle of the disc leaves each of them happily with a half of the disc equal to danda. Half of the disc कितना होगा फिर? 1 danda equal to the length of 1 danda and 1 gilli. Another half will be equal to the length of 1 danda and 1 gilli. After few days, the marked line gets wiped off. Somehow this marked line which was drawn in between the in the middle of the table, it gets wiped off. Bohujun now has a new set of gilli and danda as he lost his old one. जो ये स्टूडेंट था उसके पास अब दूसरा गिल्ली डंडा का पेयर था, उसने ये गिल्ली डंडा लाया. नाउ ही ट्राई टू मेजर द लेंथ ऑफ द डिस्क. हियर इज हाउ द लेंथ ऑफ द डिस्क seems to measure using the new गिल्ली डंडा. In the first case he measured the length of the disc by a set of gilli and danda, and the length of disc comes out to be half of the disc comes out to be 1 gilli and 1 danda, and another half comes out to be 1 gilli and 1 danda. ठीक है? But when he bought a new set of gilli danda, there was an error. The new set of gilli danda was not of the same length as the old one, and the length of the disc does not coincide with the old measurement. This is shown here. Measuring the length of disc with a different set of gilli and danda. So students, now when measured with the new set of gilli danda, the disc length seems to be about 2 dandas length, 1 gilli length with a small length still left out. This is less than 1 gilli length. Now what? See, we have measured the length of the table in two cases. In the first case, we took a pair of gilli and danda, and the length of the table came out to be the length of 2 gillis and 2 dandas. But with the new set of gilli danda, the length was less than the length of 2 sets of gilli danda. Where is the problem? So we don't have any uniform set of measurement. The measurement comes out to be non-uniform, or measurement varies from one set of gilli danda to another set of gilli danda. So we can conclude that we need a standard unit, or we need a standard measurement to measure the length of the table. In the next lecture, we will see how we will measure the length of this table using a standard measurement. Thank you.